going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope I'm a blessed Tuesday if you're watching this before it gets started on some more NWA Power. Just gotta do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers. Rumble 442, YouTube 134, Rumble. Thank you to the people who continue to like, comment, and support the channels. I appreciate it. I truly do. All right. Enough of that. Let's get into it. All right. First match of the night, tag team match. We have Fenrir or Fenner, depends on how you say it, and the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA Exodus Pro World Heavyweight Champion El Hemwa Casanova Dante. Right, they're going up against Daisy Kill, Talos. Good opening match. I already know how good Casanova is. I've seen one episode of Exodus Pro where CBD was eating a steak, like during the middle of the show, which was hilarious. And I've seen Mercedes Moné steal that idea and then do it on Dynamite. Yeah, I've seen that episode. All right. Fenrir, however you say it, reminds me of Dante Chen. You know, gotta see more from him. You know, but there's something there. You know, something there. I'll say that. And Daisy Kill and Talos. I'll tell you who exactly they remind me of. Daisy Kill reminds me of a combination of Shane Douglas and Lexis King. Talos reminds me of a combination of Connor, Nicolas Cage, and Paul White. You combine those men together, you get Daisy Kill and Talos. Alright? But and fast forward to the finish, right? Fenrir throws out Dante because he's pissed off that he's a champion and he's not. You know, fuck you, I don't need you, right? See, Daisy Kill tries to go upside Fenrir's head with an accordion. Ref sees it, you know, he says, what are you doing? That's illegal, which causes a distraction for Talos to hit a nasty. And I do mean a nasty. This was a JBL-esque powerbomb to Fenrir for the 1, 2, 3. So Daisy Kill and Talos goes over. All right. We then get the Aaron Stevens segment. Well, the first one, that is. Talking about who is Aaron Stevens. We see Jeremiah Plunkett, the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA Mid-American Champion. He says Aaron Stevens is like a dark chocolate. It's just a little bit better. Tommy Rant from the Slime Dogs, yeah, loves Aaron Stevens. Brian Idol says, yeah, you know, Aaron's like an array of tropical flavors, you know? And Aaron was like, you know, if I had to describe myself as a food, you know, ice cream, you know, like a mocha gelato with some chocolate fudge sprinkles on top, mixed with marshmallow, just a smorgasbord of flavor that the human tongue just can't comprehend. All right, we see CBD, the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA World Television Champion. It's me. It's him, Carson Bartholomew Drake. If I had to say anything about Aaron Stevens, it's like a fondue. You know, you have your chocolate, strawberries, your cheese. It's definitely like cheese. It's aged, you know, smells bad. I mean, good. This guy kills me every time I see him. Fucking hilarious. Alright? See the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA World Heavyweight Champion Tom Latimer. He says Aaron Stevens, he's like a mosquito, you know, just a parasitic bug that needs to be squashed. Mr. Billy Corgan says that Aaron, he's well dressed. I'll give him that. Carson Bartholomew Drake says, yeah, he's well dressed. I must admit, not better than me though. Tom then says, "Can Aaron Stevens ever be my friend?" Well, I like people who are honest, have some decency, some integrity. Aaron Stevens has none of these things. He's a despicable human being. He lives in his own fantasy that he's created in his head. And next week, I'm going to bring him back to reality once I whoop his fucking ass. That's what's going to happen to Aaron Stevens. Right? But we move on to the next match. Triple threat match for the NWA World Television title. We have Baron Von Storm, Pretty Boy Smooth, and the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA World Television Champion. It's me. It's Carson Bartholomew Drake. Under the 605 rules, that means you have 6 minutes and 5 seconds. That's all he can spare. If you can't beat him within that time frame, you ain't going over. All right, no title for you. All right, fast forward to the finish. All right, we see Baron Von Storm locks in the Iron Claw for like a fucking whole ass minute. Right, finally gets CBD down, but he runs out of time. So by default, still NWA Television Champion, CBD. Right, we see an alliance between Brandon Beretta. Kind of reminds me of Lance Storm. If he was from like Alabama or Mississippi or wherever the fuck he's from. Forms an alliance with Baron Von Storm. All right, we see the Overlord because he's over, man. Right, looking displeased, looking perplexed. What is he witnessing here? All right, because Exodus Pro, that's his baby. All right. CBD then cuts a promo. He says, "You can't beat me." And who do I mean? I mean you, Tommy Latimer. We then move on to the next segment with Aaron Stevens, him being a world heavyweight champion. He says, if there's one mountain Aaron Stevens wants to climb, it's myself. Now, you have to understand here, I've been wrestling for a long time now. People still chant my name at any airport I go to. But there's one thing that has eluded me in my entire life, in my career of professional wrestling, and that's being a world champion. Right? I've come very, very close, inches away from being a champion. And it eludes my grasp every time until now. Right? Now, you got the Kentucky Derby, right? The winner's circle, right? And then there's the NWA World Heavyweight Champion, the 10 pounds of gold. I want both of them simultaneously. I deserve to be at that winner's circle at the Kentucky Derby, holding the NWA World Heavyweight Championship high above my head. Tom Latimer doesn't know how dangerous I am. He's never faced an opponent like me because I'm going to come at him at a myriad of different approaches that he can't even fathom. Right? His little peanut brain can't comprehend just exactly how I'm going to dismantle him next week. Will it be a mind game? Will it be a physical game? Will it be a spiritual game? You just gotta wait and see. Right? Tom, he's so sick and tired of the bullshit, but he gets some advice from the Overlord, EC3. He says, don't mind me. I come with good faith, goodwill. Alright, just came to give you some advice for you to hold down the throne, right? To remain steadfast in your belief. Because Aaron Stevens is dangerous. He is, right? Don't overlook him. Do not underestimate Aaron Stevens, right? And that's the gospel from Ezekiel 2:15. Because I tell you right now, on the 365th day, I shall rise once more. You be wise to heed the words from your Overlord, EC3. So next week, we get Aaron Stevens versus Tom Latimer in a mint julep match. I don't know what the fuck that even means, but we're going to find out probably tomorrow. All right. Next match, It's a tag team match. All right, we have the reigning, defending, undisputed NWA National Heavyweight Champion himself. Music is my savior. That's not what it means here. Matthew Mims, teaming up with Black G's. I've seen this man before. I don't know where, but he looks mad familiar. Like, I know I've seen him before. I don't remember where. But he's going up against Mike Mondo and Slade. This is probably the match of the night. I enjoyed this match. It's the first time I get to see Mims work. And I see why he is the National Heavyweight Champion. All right. We fast forward to the finish. Slade comes in, hits that Roderick Strong-esque rising knee to Mims. Mike Mondo hits the gut check, which is the fireman's carry into the gut buster for the 1-2-3. So Team Mondo and Slade go over. But Mondo decided he ain't done yet, or he wants to make a statement. So he puts Black G's in the walls of Mondo. Right, and that's it for the segment. And then we move on to the segment of the night, and that is to help determine who will be the National Wrestling Alliance Territory President here in 2025. Now we have here the final three candidates here in this election, right? We have Kenzie Page, the dual champion, representative for NWA's Crossfire, all right? We have Mr. Joe Kazana, we're repping the JCP Southeast. And then there's Pastor CeeLo, no relation to CeeLo Green, repping the Exodus Bro. Joe Galley says, like, look, all you three candidates promise that there will be change within the NWA. So what exactly do you plan on changing within the NWA? Kenzie says, anytime there's a strong, capable woman alongside some filthy, stupid men, you people always choose the wrong decision. You want to come to Crossfire? Free fries, free limos, and a whole lot of money is coming your way, right? Joe Kazana says, now, hold on now. JCP has been the #1 NWA territory despite what you say, and despite what you say. The Kazana family has been with the NWA for over 90 years, generation after generation. All right, and if you want to follow somebody that's going to do it by the book, then you're going to vote for Joe Kazana. Then there's Pastor CeeLo. He says, now you see, it's been blessed upon thee by the powers that be that Exodus Pro is the #1 leading territory in the NWA. With the best city, the only city that matters, and that's Cleveland, Ohio. Because you got on one hand, Mr. JCP, the brother of Colonel Sanders. Nobody gives a damn about him or his chicken. And then you have Crossfire, but someone needs to put that fire out, because the only territory that needs your vote is Exodus Pro. Joe Kazana says, now hold on, I see shysters like you all my life. People like you, the Joe Osteens, or Kenneth Copley's, the TD Drakes, y'all are a bunch of shysters trying to con and swindle your way into the people's hearts. Now, all y'all can go vote for this charlatan if you want to, but if you want to vote for a man of integrity, you're gonna vote for Joe Kazana. And Joe interrupts. He says, whoa, integrity? Now, I've been hearing rumors in the back that you've been bribing votes your way. And like Joe says, hold on now. Now that is blasphemous, and you know all about that. That is pure blasphemy. I will never ever do such a thing. Kenzie ends off by saying this. She says, I'm gonna keep it short and sweet because y'all know who to vote for. CeeLo, you get on your hands and knees and pray to your good Lord above. And Joe, you lay on your back and take that L because that's what you used to. Joe chimes in. He says, well, that's it, ladies and gentlemen. Those are your candidates here for the NWA Territory President in 2025. Who will you be voting for? And that's it for this episode of NWA's Power. Because despite all my rage, I'm still just a rat in the cage. Y'all let me know your guys' thoughts in the comment section if you care. Right, there will be an episode of NWA. At least I try to do an episode each day until I'm caught up. I have about maybe like 5 5 left, 5 episodes left, something like that. 5 and 4 episodes to go. So we'll get there. All right, only a matter of time. But wasting enough of you guys' time for now. So with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, protect you, yours, your loved ones, stay warm, to dry, to frosty. Most importantly, trust in God, God be with you. I'm out of here. I think next might be the first episode of Unreal. I might sit down and watch this bullshit and break it down for you guys. But until then, adios.